I'm Aiofe Fleming, and I've been part of the Unicef Youth Panel for the last year. I'm just wondering, who of you knows Unicef already? Okay, that's a good sign. Well, Unicef is pretty well known in the whole world because of what they do for children. They're an organization who have had great achievements in the past and who have a great goal too. They want to look after and care for every child in the world. So what they have done in the past already is in the last couple of decades, they have halved the death toll of children who die each day because of easy to cure diseases like malaria and diarrhea or dirty drinking water. And for us it would be crazy to think that we would die because we would drink water that's not clean or that's not good for us. So they have made this one of their goals, and also this is like a campaign they have put up. They have this campaign, Ik ga voor nul, it's in Dutch. So they're striving for like 0 children, so no child would die because of diseases like this, because now each day 19,000 children die because of these diseases. So they have various methods to improve conditions for children. They build water pumps, and they talk with the governments in countries who need help to develop social plans. So they don't just go into a country and help or do what they think is right. They actually go and talk with the government, and so that together they can build this plan and to make sure that all the children in the country are looked after and get a good education or have good living conditions. So how I got involved with Unicef is that I got an email of a volunteer I know who works for Unicef, and she said, well, there's this youth panel and I think you'd really like it, so why don't you have a look and maybe you could sign up. So I read up about this youth panel and I read up about Unicef, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I want to do that. So I filled in this form and I got an email from Unicef saying I was invited to go to their selection day. And after the selection day, where we had to work on a case and we had to think of plans together of how we could create awareness in the Netherlands for among children. And the next day I got a telephone call and I said, oh, they said, well, you're in this youth panel. So that's what I did last year. Actually, last Wednesday I went up to The Hague again. Personally, this was really the last time because we chose a new youth panel, and somebody from UWC here is in it again. So that's really nice that we kind of can start this tradition of UWC students in the youth panel. And well, I went up to The Hague where they have their head office each month. And it would be on a Wednesday, and we would go in, and somebody from Unicef would come in and they would talk about their job, because there are really many different aspects to working for Unicef. Because there was a guy who came in here and he talked about living in all these different countries in the world, where he would really go into the inlands of the country and really help children, and he would look after them for a while. But there are also people in The Hague who work there, and they think of campaigns, or they try to get more people to donate money. So after we would hear from them, it would be really nice for us we would really feel inspired to do something ourselves too. So they would explain the campaigns they're working on to us, and we could give our opinions, and they really listened to us, which was a really good feeling. Because, for example, there was this campaign, and they called it Clash of the School Bands or something like that, and they had this kind of High School Musical logo, and they were like, no, that's not really cool. You shouldn't do that for teenagers in the Netherlands. So the next month we came back and they had this totally different logo, and they called it the Unicef Talent Bunny, which we thought was much better. And they had this much more good-looking logo, so they really listened to us, which was really nice. And we also developed our own campaign, because we were thinking that, well, we want to create awareness amongst students of secondary schools in the Netherlands. So we designed and thought of this idea of how we could do that, and we came up with this day where that would take place on a secondary school or a few secondary schools, and they could do sports, and they could with these sports they would do something with water, so they could learn about water, or there would be this challenge to build your own little car, because some children, or actually a lot of children, have to make their own toys and then sell it for some money. And so with these kind of fun activities, they could learn about UNICEF. So I'm really hoping we can do that here at UWC, because I think the UWC and the UNICEF models are very much the same. Because UWC and UNICEF both want people to reach out into their communities to help each other. And that could be in your own community, so maybe friends and family you know, or that could be for somebody at the other side of the world you want to help. Also, they believe in children, and they give them a chance. And it doesn't matter which background you come from, because all children have this same strength and some strength in them. So, a good example of this is that UNICEF never or hardly ever portrays children who are crying or who are really hurt, because this is something I learned last year. I think it's really interesting, because they believe that all children are strong, and they don't want to show the world pictures of children who have flies around their head or something like that, because that creates a sense of we can't really reach that point where every child is happy and who's looked after. So that's why they want to portray children who are playing or who are smiling and who are happy, because that's who children are, and that's something we should want, and they don't want to give us a guilty feeling if we don't help them out. So that's really interesting, I think. UNICEF is also very encouraging. I think they encourage us to either give some money or to help them by investing some time and effort. And they encouraged me too, and that's what I did here at the Winter Fair last year already. I had a little stall, and I sold some Christmas cards and some helium balloons. It was actually really funny, because there were all these small children with these blue UNICEF helium balloons tied to their wrist, and they were running around the school, and you could just see these UNICEF balloons kind of floating around. And UNICEF really helped me to organize this, because I told them I wanted to do something like this, and then a couple of days later I got a telephone call from a woman who works for UNICEF here in Maastricht, and she said, "Oh, I've got 3 boxes of Christmas cards ready for you whenever you can pick them up." So I went along, and she really had a lot of boxes stacked up there, and she said, you can take them and sell as much as you can. So in the end, I hardly actually did any work, so I can't really take credit for the money I raised, because UNICEF really, they put in a lot of effort, because they sent me the helium balloons and the Christmas cards. So they were very encouraging to me because I wanted to help them out. So they're a really good organization, I think, also because they encourage people here to help out. So basically what I've learned last year is that UNICEF is a really good organization, I believe. They have great goals, they have had really good achievements, and they're really encouraging. So I hope I've kind of inspired you to do something for UNICEF today, and there are different options. So you could give some money if you can give some. Otherwise, you could invest some time and effort. And if you don't really know what to do, here at school I'm starting a Unicef group. So if you want to join, that would be great, because we could just organize some things like the winter fair. And I've got some ideas already, but it would be really great if some of you would like to help me. So, thank you.